Hi friends, are you ready for an adventure today? We're going on an adventure to the city today, so get ready to unlock your imagination with me. And there's a few things we're going to need to visit a city. This is going to be a movement activity, so you can either use your imagination for all parts of it. You don't need to have anything. But if you would like to add a couple things to your imagination, your visit to the city, then I'll tell you what might be helpful before we get started. Okay? We're going to need to drive. So I'm going to have a steering wheel. I have a play steering wheel. Maybe you do. If you don't, it's okay, because again, you can pretend you have a steering wheel. Or if you have a paper plate. A paper plate can be a steering wheel. You can decorate it if you want to. Or I tried to just cut out some little holes in my steering wheel to grab onto. I used some stickers. Steering wheel, right here. The other thing, we're going to create a path. Do you see the bridge that's leading into the city? If you have yarn, to create a path. Sometimes we're going to want a straight path. Sometimes we're going to want it to be kind of zigzag or curvy. You could use tape that you can use with your grown-up's permission right on the carpet or on the floor, a type of tape that comes up easily, or ribbon or rope that you can lay down and create a path, or just use your imagination. If you're outside, you can use chalk to do this activity, okay? The other thing I like to do sometimes is if I have cones. I have different sizes of cones. You can set them around wherever you put your path to make your bridge and some of the streets that are in your city so that you can kind of go around the cones. All right? I also would love your imagination to have that kind of a big area again where you get to pretend that it's the water. If you have a cloth or a towel or a blanket or just a carpet in front of you. We're not going to be swimming this time though. We're going to talk about ways to move in the city. So Miss Bernie also has a picture here. You can see I have a bridge. We're going to drive across the bridge. Once you get over on the bridge, do you see the city with all the tall buildings and offices and businesses and apartments? I have different pictures of cities to show you. And this one you can really see. Look at how the roads near this city are curvy and zigzag. And that's what you're going to use your ribbon or your string or your rope to make your roads and to make your bridge. And if you have the blanket or the towel, we're going to want there to be a body of water because we're going to go on a boat. The other part of the city, we're going to ride on the subway, which is a lot like a train that goes underground in some parts of the cities. If your grown-up lets you, you have a table. If you have a low table or a table nearby where you're doing this activity, and if they let you put a blanket or a cloth over it, because at that time we'll want to go under the table. A lot of times the trains and the subways are going through tunnel-like places. All right? So let's get started. On this adventure, if you could lay down your ribbon, your yarn, or your tape to create your path. We're going to drive over the bridge and you're following the path. You're following that road. Is it straight? Be a safe driver. Does your road now go curvy? Are there cones that you need to go around? And if the activity becomes too easy for you, then add a challenge. Make it curvier, make it zigzag. Can you do it pretending that you're having to back up and you're having to do it backwards or sideways and very carefully? You have to go slow, be a safe driver, remember? And then you get to the part where you have your tunnel or your subway, train. Can you get down on all fours and can you crawl through the tunnel right on your train or your subway? And when you come out on the other side, here's this body of water that we need to get across. We're not going to go swimming in this river. So for this activity part, Miss Bernie thought, do we have a boat? Can we pretend that we're riding in a boat? If you sit down and you put your feet out in front of you, I have created a paddle to pretend. If you have a stick, this is half of a paper plate. I cut a paper plate in half and I made a paddle. So I'm actually going to sit backwards and try to scoot. Can you scoot your bottom, scoot across the river? Or you could face forward and try to do it. But usually when you see people in rowboats, they're doing this, they're paddling. If you have one of these kinds of sticks, your grown-up might have, it's called a yardstick. You could either tape half of your paper plate to the end of this. You have to be real careful. Or you can hold this right in the middle. So you're not using your hands, you're using your bottom and you're using your feet to push you and scoot you across the river for that part of the adventure. Okay? Once you get out of your boat, now the next part of your adventure, maybe you need to run to your car again. And I thought it would be fun if you have a car that you could really sit in. So I'm going to give you an idea. I don't have a box big enough to sit in, but I do have an empty box. If your grown-ups have boxes and one that you could use that you could sit in, it would be so fun for you to decorate the box like it's your car. What color? Can you use crayons? Can you use markers? Can you take some paper plates? So you could color them however you want to and attach them to your box. I just used tape. I've got 2 here. I would need to put 2 more on the back to have a car, right? Cars have 4 tires. I am going to take my steering wheel and attach it up here. And how cool for this to be my car now. If you could fit inside of your car and sit down in there. The fun activity that Miss Bernie has learned about is you could sit in your little car. Maybe you could have a little snack. And when you're nice and cozy and your grown-ups say it's okay to watch a movie together, you could pretend you're at the drive-in theater. You have your own little car. That's the place where people go to sit in their cars and watch a movie. And you could have your snack. You could sit in your own little car, in your imagination, in your home, and you can be watching your movie in your little car that you made. So I hope you had fun, friends. I hope you enjoy your adventure to the city with Miss Bernie. And until next time, say goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, everybody. Au revoir, au revoir, au revoir, which is French. I love you, friends. Use that imagination.